Hey guys, welcome back to Art of Craftsmanship. My name's Dustin, and today in the shop we are going to be making a survival knife, spear point, apocalyptic event weapon. So I love post-apocalyptic books. I love the situations where people are put into things where they have to kind of figure out the last minute what they're going to do. So I'm going to kind of have this hypothetical situation where there's an apocalyptic event in the world and I've got an hour before we got to leave the house, before the bands of cannibals or the bad dudes or the zombies are going to be here and they're going to be busting down my door. So I got to get stuff ready and go, and I have an hour to do it. So what do you make in an hour to have something that's versatile, that is pointy and sharp, and that will protect you, but it will also be used as a tool? So what I was thinking, kind of thought about this, what would I make, what would I bring with me if I didn't, if I wasn't already surrounded by my axes and other sharp pointy objects, which I make all the time, but say you've got a couple of tools, you have a grinder, maybe you've got a benchtop grinder, something that you can shape a little bit of steel with. I'm gonna be making a spear point shaped knife that can be used as a knife and also can be lashed onto the end of the spear. And I'll be using just paracord. So I was thinking, what would you use? What materials would you use if you didn't have to make like an actual knife that's heat treated and hardened and really good? It just needs to be sharp enough to, be a spear or cut up some things, and you can actually resharpen it while you're out, running from the zombies. So I have circular saw blades. I like to use them. They're already preheated and preheat treated. So, something like this, you can actually kind of cut a baseball bat and lash that, and there's your weapon already. But if you're able to, you have a grinder, you have some scrap steel, scrap circular saw blades. I have some chunks left over. I'm going to be using this to cut out, grind, shape, and then we'll take it out and test it out. Should be a fun project. We're gonna go ahead and get the timer started and see what we can do. So our 1 hour challenge starts now. All right, first thing I wanna do is just do a real quick design. Now I need to make sure that my handle is relatively straight, so I'm just giving myself a straight guideline right down the middle. I want it to be about, I would say maybe 3 inches for the blade. So I'll mark that off, 3 inches to start with. And then another ½ inch for some lashing points right below the blade. And then I want a maybe 4-inch handle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that's right about there. So that's perfect. So that gives me enough to make my handle, start here, a lashing point here, blade to here, and a little space right below it to kind of have a lashing point at the bottom. So I'll draw out a quick design and then we'll get started cutting it out. I might do 1 1/4, so here and there, 1 1/4 wide. So we'll just do like a nice gentle curve. So this is going to be a spear point, so it needs to be even on both sides, like that. And then we'll come in here and do maybe straight in and curve back out. So we have some lashing point at the top on both sides. I'm going to make my handle about 1 inch wide all the way across, so it's less than the blade. It'll stay inside. We'll just make a mark at the top and the bottom and connect those. Again, this is just a quick design. I did think about this a little bit beforehand, but not a ton. Just enough to make sure I have, a usable tool that is versatile. And we'll come down to the bottom and kind of kick back out on both ends and have something at the bottom to lash it to as well. Maybe something like this and put a hole in the bottom, something like that, we'll see. So that's a good starting point. We'll go ahead and cut this out with the grinder and then go from there. Remember to make sure you keep some water close by, because especially up on the top point here, it doesn't matter so much down at the handle, but all along the top, you want to make sure you don't get too close to the grinder, because you don't want to mess the temper up. So I'm going to kind of stay around outside of it. I have a rag and some water. I'll keep it cool as I go. just finished cutting out the general shape of the blade. So we've got 47 minutes left. We'll go ahead and shape the blade, shape the handle, get it all good, and then we'll work on the bevels. All right, well, it's definitely not the prettiest shaped knife I've ever made, but I think it'll work. It feels good. You know, enough material there for wrapping a handle, yeah, good shape. So I'm gonna go ahead now, I'm gonna grind in my bevels on both sides. They don't have to be very deep, but I'll grind them in, get them sharp, sharp enough, and then should be done. It's pretty quick. We'll drill some holes and that's about it. "29 minutes and 7 seconds left. I'm just gonna go ahead and flip over to a higher grip belt now, put a nice sharp edge on this that'll hold, keep it clean, keep it wet, keep it cool, and just put a nice sharp edge on this, and then we'll drill a few holes and we'll be good to go. Yes, I am stropping the blade while the zombies are coming. There's nothing like a strop to make a nice sharp blade. I'm gonna use a 1/4-inch drill bit to drill 2 holes, one at the top, one at the bottom, just to give me some lashing points when I'm hooking this in. And then I'll use my 1/2-inch drill bit just to do a quick chamfer. We got 19 minutes left. Come on. Whoop. One more. Patient. Whew. Yeah. That one. Go. With that, we'll do a quick little chamfer on both of them. Got 13 minutes, 42 seconds. Just stepping up to my 1/2-inch drill bit just to get a little bigger to put a chamfer on this. That way, you know, when you have a lashing point, you don't end up cutting your whatever type of material you're using. I'll be using paracord, but I don't want to cut up the paracord, so I want to chamfer this so it's a little smoother. Just a little touch. Walking down on me. This one. There we go. All right, we got all of our holes drilled, shaped, cut, beveled. Now I'm just gonna grab a piece of paracord and we'll do a handle wrap and that'll be good to go. I'm just gonna grab a piece of paracord that is maybe about 4 or 5 feet, maybe 6 feet long, just so I know I have enough as well. It's about 6 foot length, which is a good kind of certain stable length to use. Use the knife to cut it. All right, it works. I'm just gonna burn this end for now so it doesn't come out. Melt it. All right. So now for this paracord wrap, I'm just gonna run it straight through from the top, evenly on both sides, here and here. We'll crisscross. Oh, let's not cut it yet. And then we can just go down here, and I'm just gonna go back and forth on both sides and just crisscross it as I go. And we can just pull and tie just a square knot with both lines around and through, I guess a half knot. Down, down, pull tight. There you go. It's all finished now. I got the handle lashed on. Feels nice and comfortable for what it is. I've got 2 minutes and 48 seconds to spare, just in time. Took me a little longer than I wanted to, but you know, I was able to get it done in less than an hour. I took a little bit of liberties and did a few things that I probably wouldn't do if I wasn't, you know, a knife maker and actually like trying to make this look kind of cool too. But you know, it should work well. We'll see if it lashes to a spear handle well. I think it should, and we got enough material on it, so it should be able to fend off some cannibals and cut up zombies and use it to spear fish and hunt and survive. And we'll go check it out. All right, guys, well, thanks so much for watching. It was a fun day in the shop. We got to make a fun kind of versatile spear, knife, and, you know, be able to get out there and protect yourself in an apocalyptic event. So it's been fun to do this, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you like and subscribe, and check us out on Instagram. And if nothing else, make sure you're always prepared for the apocalypse. We'll see you guys in the next video.